I'm going to Jersey Shore, bitch!
Alright, we got a situation.
I'm the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet.
After I have sex with a guy, I will rip their heads off.
Go, baby! Go, baby!
Hello? You like the boobs?
Hello everyone, I really hope you're okay. The last couple of weeks I went into a nostalgia trip. And why is that? Because we are living in such a crazy, rotten, corrupted world, and it's really important to take care of ourselves, of our mental health. Personally, I consider an act of self-love to watch or even binge certain TV shows or films that make you feel better. In a very weird and strange way, Jersey Shore for us millennials, or for a lot of us millennials, has become into a comfort show. It's a mixture of comfort show and guilty pleasure. I was watching Jersey Shore's editings, and I realized after 16 years after the first season aired, nobody is speaking about these topics. I'm going to show you. But before this, I'm gonna read you some tea, some gossips I found on Reddit. Let's start with this entry, with this thread. How do you call it on Reddit? Jersey Shore facts. It has 3 years ago, and I need to say this disclaimer. I am reading this gossip, these facts. I am not stating these facts. Lizzie wrote, I recently learned that Abercrombie paid Mike to stop wearing their shirts. LOL. Roger was in Italy. The drama about it not going was manufactured by the show. After so many years, this one caught me off guard. Mike and Jenny hooked up in season 1, but it wasn't aired. And if you read the following entry, you will understand Jenny's behavior in the Atlantic City episode towards Mike. Polly, this personality is not what is in on the show. This was confirmed by a producer. We will read later on. Another Reddit thread entry, what are some underground hidden plots info of the show? And this has 5 months. Sam seemingly has random meltdowns during season 3. The meltdowns come after the cast was shown season 2 as it was airing. So they were recording season 3 and the cast, they were watching like us all the episodes of season 2 on which Ron was already cheating on Sam. Most of them knew each other before episode 1, specifically Mike and Sam. Mike was going through most of season 4 when they went to Italy. JWoww and Mike were hooking up for a lot. Season 1, never shown, led to the Atlantic City fight. Sam struck Ron in the face before their worst fight in season 3. That was horrible. I couldn't believe they record that, they edited that, and they aired that. On today's TV, that wouldn't be possible. For right so. The Danielle Stoker storyline with Polly D in season 1. It probably wasn't completely fake, but it was heavily pushed by production and edited to look way worse than it actually was. For me, this was horrible as well. Another entry on Reddit says, I'm sure a post like this has been done before, we don't care, but I want to know all the tea. Currently rewatching Jersey Shore for the billionth time, thank you. It's grown to be my comfort show, so okay, I am not the only one on this. Okay, I feel relieved. Third time I'm going to read this, but 3 different people saying, apparently Mike and Jenny hooked up in season 1, but didn't air it because it didn't fit the storyline. And another user replies, wow, Snooki and Mike 100% hooked up too. She acts way too guilty for that not to be true. Yeah, I think even they admitted in Jersey Shore Family Vacation, but I can be wrong. Another answer, I need to read this because, woof, if you watch the first episode, him, meaning Mike, and Jen are sharing a room. I think a lot of went down in there, and most importantly, Jen got in Ron's ears. Which is why Sam always had this insecurity with Yen, because knowing Ron, he would weaponize that bond. Another user replies, I think I read somewhere that Ron had told Sam during their relationship in season 1 that JWoww is his type. Or if he hadn't ended up with Sam, because he was starting to get with situation, Ron, would have gotten with JWoww. I'm thinking that's where her insecurities with JWoww started. If you watch the whole Jersey Shore with this info, a lot of behaviors, attitudes, out of the blue from, for example, Sam, make so much sense. Another one, Jenny cheated on Tom with Mike. Afterwards, she got feelings for him, and that's why she got so jealous at him with that girl in Atlantic City that she hit him. Jenny has been an awful person from day one. Do you remember this AMA written by a producer 6 years ago? If you don't know, or if you don't know even what I'm talking about, you can pause the video and read it. A user wrote, is Polly D a nice guy or outside of the cameras? And the producer replied, he's friendly, but when the cameras are down, he's extremely reserved. Carrying a conversation with him can be like pulling teeth. Which cast member was the worst to work with and why? Thank you for doing this AMA. I'm looking forward to reading it all. Angelina, dear God, I still have PTSD. Was the Ron and Sam fight in season 3 even worse than we saw? Summarizing, yes, it was worse. You can as well pause the video and read the reply. By the way, this is your loft, Beanie, laughing at one of those fights. Yep. Now yes, facts or situations nobody speaks about after 15-16 years. Why no one is addressing the fact all of them but Jenny were so mean towards Nicole, towards Snooki when they met her? Even Mike described her as a chihuahua. Do you know when Nicole was finally accepted by this bunch of bullies except Jenny? And this message is so wrong and so bad for the viewers. When Nicole was hit on her face, punched on her face by that guy on this episode. And this episode was an before and after for the producers, for MTV. Because before this episode was aired, the audiences were okay, well, it could be better. But after this episode, everyone was speaking about this episode and everyone was expecting, I think on Sundays, to watch another fight. That tells you how funked the society it was and it is right now. One of the highlights of the show is a woman being punched by a man on the face. Bravo. Bravi. JWoww and Tammy. Oh, did you know JWoww, Julio, and another colleague from the t-shirt store were the only ones standing up for Nicole when she was punched by this guy, let's keep it polite, at the bar? Not your beloved Beanie, not your beloved Polly D. Mike was sitting behind the guy who punched Nicole and he didn't do anything. Same with Ron. After the guy was on the street, how you punch a girl on the face? Who hit a woman? Who hit a woman? Where were you? Why? Because they didn't care. They didn't care because they didn't like Snooki. The only one liking Snooki was Jen, Julio, the other colleague in the t-shirt store, and even Sammy, because Sammy was attending Nicole because she was on the floor bleeding. It's a little detail about your beloved men from Jersey Shore. Let's back to the topic, JWoww and Tommy. JWoww is my second favorite after Dean. I would give a lot of things to have a friend or a sister like JWoww in my whole life. But let me remind you, JWoww had boyfriend when the TV show started on season 1, Tammy. Yes, we know Tammy's not a good person. The relationship was abusive. It was toxic. But let's face the elephant in the room. JWoww cheated on Tommy with Polly D. I love how the yellows combined. And I really thought Polly D and JWoww were going to be an endgame. But nope. They aren't. Mike, the situation... No, that's not Mike, that's Polly D. And actually, this could explain why Polly D wasn't that close with Mike like he was with Vinny, because maybe he started to develop feelings towards Jenny, but Jenny hooked up with Mike, could be, and with Roger. Of course, I'm not justifying what Tommy did to Yewow, leaving her lovely two dogs unattended and by their own, stealing her watch, her bed, her pen drives, documents, but it is true, Yewow cheated on Tommy. By the way, if you watch the episode on which we meet Roger for the first time, you will realize after so many years the huge red flag Roger was since day one. They are in Karma, dancing, Yewow flirting with Roger, Roger flirting with Yewow, and a girl approaches Jenny, telling her that Roger is in a relationship with a girl named Heather. And then Jenny asks Roger about who Heather is. Roger lying, no, I'm not in a relationship, I don't know who are you talking about. And then the three of them trying to face the situation. You know what's the first thing Roger does? Is insulting to this girl who warned Jenny about Roger having a relationship. We don't know if Roger was with Heather, but in my opinion, Heather dodged a bullet with Roger. This is the end of the video because I don't want to make it longer because probably no one is going to watch this video. In the case this video is watched, in the next one, in the following one, I can speak about Angelina being the antagonist any TV show needs, how Vinny is the nice guy who you can't trust, and more topics that nobody seems to be speaking or debating about Jersey Shore.